Alright, so, when I read the prompt for this assignment, think of a creative way to memorize the Bill of Rights, I was thinking, alright, how could I make this easy and what would be a lot of fun? So, I just thought of the idea of video games, because video games are incredibly simple, they're easy to play, even little kids do it, and they're fun, so I figured that this would be a good way to memorize the Bill of Rights. So I stuck the Bill of Rights into a video game. This video game here is called Minecraft, and as you can see, it's kind of like Legos. It allows me to build, construct really whatever I want. There are plenty of different blocks that you can use, but basically it's just really Legos on steroids, really. Alright, so behind me right here I have Liberty Road, or that's what I call it. It's basically a road I built, and on each side of the road are the different amendments. So let's start. This is Liberty Road. Welcome to Minecraft, and this is Minecraft does the Bill of Rights. So amendment number 1. Alright, the First Amendment deals with freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of speech, petition, and assembly. So, freedom of religion states that here in Minecraft we have the Almighty Pumpkin God. We love the Almighty Pumpkin God, and we worship him as our deity. And basically, freedom of religion says that the government can't tell me what religion I have to follow, and they can't tell me that I can't worship the Almighty Pumpkin God. Freedom of press, that says that the New York Times here, I use the book, don't have newspapers here. New York Times can publish really whatever they want, as long as it's not false and misleading. That's also in freedom of speech, that it can't be false and misleading. That the government can't control the press and how they function. And, alright, last part of it, freedom of petition and assembly. Alright. Freedom of assembly means that you can gather a group together like these people have, these villagers, and that you can petition for a cause. So they want Taco Wednesday. So they have little signs out here say Taco Wednesday now, Taco Wednesday tomorrow, Taco Wednesday forever. And as long as they do this peacefully, it's completely legal for them to protest and form an assembly. And whatever they want to protest, that's protected under their freedom of speech. They have the right to say what they feel like they need to say. And the government can't take that away, no matter if they want to try and blow up your idea, or, you know, just set your idea on fire and tell you that it's stupid and that you can't do it. Well, they cannot, because that is illegal, and that is protected under the First Amendment. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back with the Second Amendment. Alright, having a bit of technical difficulties, but hopefully I can get through this. Here is the Second Amendment. You might have noticed a sudden shift in time. Well, I had to turn back the clock a little bit, as you say. Alright, the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment covers your right to bear arms in order to maintain a militia. Now, the Founding Fathers realized that in order to protect this country, we need a militia. I have a militia right here in the barracks, so to say, and that to maintain this militia, citizens need the right to carry arms and, own arms and bear them. So the Second Amendment protects my right to have this chest full of swords, and my right to carry this sword around. And that's what basically is covered by my Second Amendment rights. Alright, let's go on to the Third and Fourth Amendment. They're a little bit connected, and I built this house to help demonstrate them. Alright, the Third and Fourth Amendment. Alright, this is my house, person's house. So the Third Amendment, say I come home and I go upstairs and I find my bedroom and there is a soldier in there. Well, that is illegal. The government cannot force me to quarter soldiers in my house during times of peace. So basically, they can't force me to put this guy in my house and feed him and clothe him and stuff like that. That is illegal during times of peace. During times of war, it is legal, but it must be dictated under the law and regulated. And the Fourth Amendment says no unreasonable search and seizures. So the government can't just bust through my front doors and raid my chest and take my books and look through them and my papers and such without a search warrant. They need a search warrant to be able to do that. Also, if I'm carrying these books and papers on me, they can't just force me to hand them over without a search warrant. Alright, and that is all there is for the Third and Fourth Amendment. Let me move on to the Fifth and Sixth Amendment, and I'll be right back. Here I am back with the Fifth and Sixth Amendment. These are probably the two hardest amendments to understand in my opinion because they're both so closely related. But both amendments deal with the courts. So I'm going to do my best to explain these. Alright, the Fifth Amendment states that you have the right to a grand jury. So basically, if you're going to be charged of a murder or serious crime, that you have the right for a jury to decide whether you should even be charged for that crime. Also, you have the right to due process. Basically, you can't be like Jim out here in our cell, and you can't be imprisoned for no reason at all. Your freedoms and rights cannot be taken away without reason. Also, under the Fifth Amendment is the freedom from self-jeopardy, freedom from self-incrimination, and no double jeopardy. Basically, if I'm up here, these are rights to cover the defendant, but if I'm up here on the stand and the prosecutor is yelling me to confess my guilt, I am not forced to say anything that could prove myself guilty. Also, if I am convicted of a crime, say I am alleged to have murdered the judge right there, and I'm proved innocent, I cannot be put up on trial again for the same crime that I've already been proved innocent for. The last part of the Fifth Amendment is right to property. Basically, the government cannot emancipate your property without reasonable compensation, and they can't take your property to sell it to a private firm. So basically, if I own this little plot of land right here, the government can't take it without paying me for that land. And this is dictated on the current market value. Alright, the Sixth Amendment is also very long, but it starts off with your right to reason for a trial. Basically, you can't be put up on the defendant's stand and put to trial for a crime you don't know. You have the right to know what you're being accused of. You also have the right to an attorney, to legal consultation during and before the trial. Well, after too, I guess. Also, rights of the witness. Basically, if there is a witness out there that could help prove your innocence, you can force them to testify on your behalf to help prove your innocence. Also, under the Sixth Amendment is the right to a jury and the right to a fair trial. That means that when you are tried by a jury of your peers, and that these peers must be unbiased. Also, under the Sixth Amendment is the right to a public trial. That's why you have all these chairs in a courtroom, that the public is allowed to attend your trial. And these trials also can't be held in secret or in dark, creepy places. Under the Sixth Amendment, you have the right to a speedy trial. So we can't stick Jim in a cell for 20 years without giving him a trial and without just even trying to give him a trial. And that's all there is for the Sixth Amendment, Fifth and Sixth Amendment. I will be right back with the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th Amendment. Alright, here I am back with the 7th Amendment. Alright, the 7th Amendment covers your right to a jury during a civil trial. So say these are Jim's pigs over here, and Jim lets me borrow one of his pigs. And I returned the pig to him, and it's all sick and disgusting and useless. Well, Jim wants to take me to trial. Well, if the property in question is over $20, so that's what it says in the Constitution. $20 is a bit unrealistic right now. It'd have to be a lot more. That Jim can take me to a trial and have a trial by jury for a civil case to get his money back for his pigs. Alright. And the 8th Amendment, this is probably one of my favorite ones to do. This is a lot of fun to build. The 8th Amendment covers your rights to no cruel and unusual punishments and no excessive bail. So say I am arrested for the crime of robbery or something, and the judge wants me to post bail of a mountain of gold. Well, that is excessive and unreasonable, and he can't do that. Also, if I'm convicted of a crime, my punishment shall not be unreasonable. So, for example, I can't have that guy right there, say he was convicted of murder, I can't just drop him into a pit of lava or something like that. And I can imprison this guy, but let's say I wanted to throw a zombie on him as torture. No. Torture is illegal, it's wrong, and it's protected against under the 8th Amendment. Alright, on to the 9th Amendment. This was one no one really talks about, but it's a very important amendment. The 9th Amendment covers your rights that are not specifically stated in the Constitution. So even though the Constitution doesn't say that you have the right to grow wheat and pumpkins, or eat cake, or have a painting of a snowball, or have the right to throw snowballs at a cactus, you have these rights, even though they are not listed in the Constitution, and that the government cannot take these rights away from you. Alright, on to the 10th Amendment. These are states' rights, rights that protect the state. Basically, I'm going to pretend that this outside fence is the United States, and this inside fence is Georgia. The 10th Amendment says that any laws that are not forbidden under the Constitution or already covered by the federal government, the state government has the right to those laws. So, say the U.S. has 2 laws, no cows and no jumping. So those are laws in the U.S. and Georgia. But Georgia can make more laws that are not covered underneath that. So Georgia can make the laws of no pigs and no cake. So since those are not covered under the Constitution, Georgia has the right to make those laws. And that's all there is for the 10th Amendment. And it looks like the day is ending, as well as this video. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Well, I guess that's it.